Hello, welcome to VNews Broadcast Daily, and following are the highlights.
Prime Minister Nguyen Tan Dung requests the transport sector to deal with traffic accidents and congestion dramatically. The Cambodian People's Party holds a meeting to mark the 33rd anniversary of the victory over the Khmer Rouge Genocidal Regime. The Vietnam-Laos Intergovernmental Committee on socio-economic, scientific and technological cooperation discussed tasks for 2012 in Vientiane, Laos. The Vietnam Rubber Group plans to expand the rubber tree growing area by 39,000 hectares in 2012.
The Supreme People's Procuracy held a conference in Hanoi on January 8th to launch the task for 2012. President Nguyen Tan Dung attended the event.
In 2012, the procuracy sector will continue carrying out the ongoing judicial reform strategy to build a contingent of clean and competent prosecutors. Speaking at the conference, State President Nguyen Tan Dung said prosecutors must set an example in following the party's guidance and policies under state law. They must have a higher sense of firmness and determination in combating criminals and lawbreakers. In 2011, the procuracy sector worked closely with other organs of justice to better investigation and prosecution works as well as the enforcement of court verdicts. It had an active part in dealing with big corruption cases of a high degree of complexity, winning the public praise.
Prime Minister Nguyen Tan Dung attended a conference on transport works for 2012 in Hanoi on January 7th. He requested that the transport sector to act dramatically to reduce traffic accidents and congestions, especially in major cities.
Prime Minister Dung said the transport sector needs to employ measures synchronously to bring road accidents down by 5 to 10% in 2012, the year that is known as the Year of Traffic Safety. Mr. Dung asked the sector to focus on expanding National Highway No. 1 and repairing some degrading highways and expressways, like the ones linking Hanoi and Lao Cai, Haiphong Port City and Thái Nguyên, while developing a modern transport system for the country in an economic manner. Hailing transport officials and workers for efforts to build a complete transport infrastructure, Mr. Dung, however, urged them to tackle issues relating to quality and management of construction of transport projects. Last year, road accidents in Vietnam went down by nearly 9.2%, leading to decreases of 3.8% in fatalities and 7.3% in injuries.
The Cambodian People's Party (CPP) on January 7 held a meeting to mark the 33rd anniversary of the victory over the Khmer Rouge Genocidal Regime. CPP President and Senate President Chia Sim, CPP Deputy President cum Prime Minister Hun Sen, and CPP Honorary President cum National Assembly Chairman Heng Samrin were present at the ceremony.
Speaking at the meeting, which saw represents the Vietnam ambassador to Cambodia, Nguyen Dung, President of the Cambodian People's Party Chia Sim recalled what happened on January 7, 1979, and highlighted the role of the Cambodian People's Party in the event. January 7 in the 1979 put an end to the darkest era that Cambodians had been through and opened a new chapter in their history. Cambodians were free from the slavery status and became true masters of their country. Chia Sim affirmed that Cambodian people will never forget pure and great support provided by Vietnamese voluntary soldiers who responded promptly and effectively to the urgent appeal for help of Cambodian people. He said Vietnamese voluntary soldiers saved Cambodian people from the genocide and prevented the cruel regime from appearing again in Cambodia.
The same day, veteran Vietnamese voluntary soldiers and experts who helped Cambodian people escape from the Khmer Rouge Genocidal Regime met with Cambodian officials and students in Ho Chi Minh City to celebrate the great event of Cambodian people.
Consul Generals of Cambodia in Vietnam, Sam Samok, showed deep gratitude for sacrifice and blood shed by veteran Vietnamese voluntary soldiers, experts, and ordinary people to liberate Cambodian people from the Russian killing and help them reconstruct their country. During its ruling, the Pol Pot regime killed more than 2 million Cambodians. It also launched a bloody war violating Vietnam's territorial sovereignty.
The Vietnam-Laos Intergovernmental Committee on Socio-economic, Scientific and Technological Cooperation held its 34th sessions to figure out tasks for 2012 in Vientiane, Laos. Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen Xuân Phúc and his Laos counterpart Somsavat Langsavat co-chaired the event.
During the session from January 3rd to 7th, Vietnamese and Lao officials reviewed what has been done in the two countries' socio-economic, scientific and technological cooperation in 2011. They agreed to effectively implement the statements and agreements reached between the two countries and the hosting of the Year of Vietnam and Laos Friendship and Solidarity in 2012. The two sides also agreed to increase the popularization of works pertaining to the compilation of history of Vietnam and Laos special ties and jointly implement commitments in cooperation programs within the multilateral cooperation framework, including ASEAN, the Greater Mekong Sub-region, and the East-West Economic Corridor. They decided to concentrate on implementing the two countries' trade development scheme for 2008 and 2015, complete the building of a Vietnam-Laos border trade development master plan, and coordinate with Cambodia to soon sign a tripartite road transport agreement. The two countries will soon sign a new investment protection and encouragement agreement this year to replace the one issued in 1996. Deputy Prime Minister Phúc and his Lao counterpart, Somsavat Langsavat, signed the minutes of the session and a cooperation agreement in 2012.
The Presidential Office and the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee Presidium held a conference in Hanoi on January 7th to review their coordinations in strengthening the National Great Unity bloc in 2011.
Addressing the event, State President Trương Tân Sang said the Presidential Office and the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee should further their cooperation to fulfill their tasks for 2012. The state leader said the two agencies work together to promote patriotic emulation movements and draw people in building the party and state, as well as the country's socio-economic development. Over the past years, the state president and the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee have always paid attention to improving the living conditions for people, especially the poor, people of ethnic groups, and those living in remote areas.
The Vietnam Rubber Group plans to expand the rubber tree growing area by 39,000 hectares in 2012. The new area will mostly be in Vietnam's northeastern and northwestern regions and the two neighboring countries of Laos and Cambodia.
The country has about 740,000 hectares of rubber plantations, mainly located in southeastern provinces. It ranks fifth in the world in rubber cultivation areas after Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, and India. The government has formulated a master plan aiming to have 800,000 hectares under rubber cultivation by 2015 and over 1.2 million tons of natural rubber per year by 2020. In 2011, the country's rubber export value reached a record high of $3.1 billion, with about 800,000 tons of rubber exported, representing an increase of 2.2% in volume and more than 31% in value.
The Lao government has agreed to turn the Vientiane golf course and real estate project invested by Vietnam into an exclusive economic zone. This special economic zone is expected to become a symbol of investment cooperation between Laos and Vietnam.
On behalf of the Lao government, Minister Planning and Investment Somdi Dongdi signed an agreement to this effect with the Chief Executive Official Levan Kim of the Long Thanh Golf Investment and Trade Joint Stock Company, which is the project developer in Vientiane on January 7th. The Vietnamese investor special economic zone will operate in line with the regulations and policies Laos has promulgated for special economic zones. The same day, Lao Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Thông Luân Sisilit received Long Thanh Chief Executive Official Levan Kim.
And that comes to the end of the news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.